What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here to talk about the Kings with me today. It's Tuesday. We still at the beginning of our week. It's a rainy Tuesday over here. I don't mind these rainy days so much because it gives us a chance to get a little break from some of this heat we be getting over here. So yeah, it's one of those, cuddle up under a blanket type days. I feel like once I'm done with you guys over here, I'm probably gonna do just that. I'm probably gonna find a comfortable space all up in my bed and turn on something. I don't have a Tuesday show. What do y'all watch on Tuesdays? Besides me, of course. What are you watching on Tuesdays? I don't have a Tuesday show, so maybe it'll be a Netflix, Hulu kind of situation. I don't know. For right now, we're gonna go over here and discuss these kings. So before we do that, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you have someone you know that you think they'll be so interested in joining this conversation, go ahead and get them to subscribe. Today is my 420. I have reached 420 subscribers so far. So I got 5 on it. Yeah, it's 420. And so I would like to get that other 80 and get myself on up to 500. Anyway, let's talk about the Kings, shall we? We have one more episode left. Much like other dating shows that we, watch religiously and then, discuss our frustrations on how nobody likes each other. I feel pretty much the same over here. I don't think there's anything genuinely going on for real. I think Janae's feelings are genuine. And I think once Janae is no longer, Carlos already talked about who's close in vicinity. We know that's Jennifer. And Jennifer seems to be a ping pong, and she'll probably be ping ponging her behind between Thaddeus and Tyson, depending on how it benefits her. I'm not mad at it. I'm just pointing it out. Love don't live here anymore, and it probably never has. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. It's the later part of the elimination. This is always very stressful for these kings to be coming over here just telling these ladies that they have to go home. And, not everybody had to go home. Who went home last week? Catherine went home because Catherine speaks up for herself. And that doesn't really bode well over here. You have to back down and behave. But, clearly that's not what she was into, so she dismissed herself. We're going to say that Tyson dismissed her. That is. But he did not. Time the lady started praying, she was on her way out the door. Anyway, what's this lady? Allison is back. We're not sure why. If anybody should have went home, it should have been her, but she's still here, all cock blocking and everything. And of course, Jennifer's there because Carlos passed Jennifer on to Tyson, who said Jennifer was his connection in the first place. But since the matchmaker is so, I would like to speak to that matchmaker. I don't know what she's smoking, but it ain't nothing good. Because whoever decided that Tyson and Allison would be a good match, not so much. And Carlos, well, he was already matched. So I don't really know. We can't put her, her skills to the test when it comes to him. And that is his match. So maybe, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Ciao. Felicia's over here. Her insecurities are showing because she's seen Jennifer walk back in that door. She figured, well, Thaddeus is booed up. He's made not Thaddeus. Carlos is booed up. He's made a formal announcement of how him and Janae go together. So that means that Jennifer is back for what? That juicy cheeseburger that is Tyson, that she's been, fawning and falling all over. So it's going to be a little bit of a competition there. Tyson is going to try everything on the board, girl. That's what he said. Tyson came in the door. He said he doesn't like to have serious conversations and he ghosts people and he likes to try all of the meals and the options. He doesn't want to settle down on one. He wants to keep trying them. As long as there's a new, tasty dish to try, he's going to try it. So when somebody puts out their own resume and puts those things on there and you pursue it anyway, then I'm going to have to say, Felicia, you get what you asked for. And anybody asking for anything besides a good time with Tyson is delusional. I don't think Jennifer is delusional. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. And, we'll see if that works for her. Tyson not even worried about her feelings to try to make her secure. And then he does that thing that he does where he pulls her over and, he's standing in between her legs on the counter because we've got to reject her and pull her in at the same damn time. So he pulls her in close and he's like, what's wrong? What's going on? What is your mood? As if he doesn't know. And if you want to set me off, we talk about me for a second. I'm not talking about Felicia. I'm talking about Rhonda. If you want to set me off, sit up there and pretend like you don't know why I'm pissed, because you know why. So now would be the time for you to be moving flower pots and candles out the way. Because somebody I know named Rhonda might just be a crash out. It's okay. I'm trying to align myself with people who are not crash outs. Maybe at some point I'll learn to conduct myself the way Catherine did. And so lovely and poised, walk out of a room, but without throwing like plants and things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, enough about me. We're talking about these people over here. Tyson pulling her in, pretending like he doesn't know what's wrong. She's pretty much telling him, yeah, like Sarah left and now you're bringing in new people. Like we have one more episode left and I shouldn't be your choice. We've been kissing and carrying on, and his friend told him over at the family get-together that he likes this lady only. It's a physical thing. I'm going to blame her for that too, just a bit, because, you were giving it all up, and for what? What are you getting in return, really? Besides Tyson just, hey, girl, squeezing all up on your bits. Anyway. Tyson goes from kissing this lady, Felicia, over at the kitchen counter to snuggling up with Jennifer a few minutes later over in the, what do you call that thing? Oh, I don't. Outside, the gazebo type situation. There's couches and curtains, and they're sitting out there enjoying the night air, snuggled up under blankets and things. And you know what happens when you get up under blankets. Tyson is very handsy. And now Jennifer has to temper, like, how handsy am I going to let this dude get? Because I don't know if I'm really feeling him like that. But he said, if I want to stick around, I better, like, show him some affection. That's what the man said. I'm just saying. He put it out there very clear. You're making me feel like a friend. And if you want to stick around, you're going to have to step things up. Now, if that's not verbatim, it's pretty daggone close to what he told her. She's with it. She's with the shit. So here she is under a blanket with Tyson, while the other lady, is still, sitting on the kitchen counter probably. You got Felicia spit on you because he was literally just kissing her 2 seconds ago. Thaddeus and Ariel are snuggled up on another couch in that room where Thaddeus takes his dates. Tyson's dates are better, Thaddeus. Tyson takes you out to the pool. You get in the gazebo or the swing or something. You get some beautiful moonlight, stars in the sky. Atlanta be having some pretty skies in the summer nights. I'm just saying. Thaddeus got this lady in a room on a couch with his feet sprawled all over her, talking about, in past relationships, I've moved very fast. So now I would like to change that up and make sure I have a secure, sturdy foundation before I, move into a relationship. And I think that sounds good. I think Thaddeus says a lot of things that sound good, but he's not necessarily doing, what he say he gonna do. I guess this hands thing is something for him. What does that mean? I didn't watch him before. This is my first time meeting him. I'm not a WWE girl, so is that something that he does? It looks like Hove, only lay it down. Instead of Hove, we got Hove. I don't know. Is that what that means? Anyway, somebody tell me. Child, he's over here in his head building solid foundations. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what steps you take, that is, to make a solid foundation. I'm going to say it's probably not start with 2 women in your web. Because right now you're dealing with 2 women that, who are you building your foundation with? I mean, I understand dating and not necessarily. I feel like guys, like out in the street, if you dating somebody, and I'm talking about grown men, you might go out a couple of times, but if you're not feeling the person, then you're probably not going to keep doing it. I feel like as adults, unless you're just a clown, a straight up player, when you meet somebody, I feel like as an adult that you like, you're probably not dating all these multiple people. People got jobs, they got shit to do, they got barely enough time to fit one person in. So unless you're just playing tibbly bibbly over there in the DMs, Carlos Boozer, then you're really not dating like multiple people like that. So within this type of surroundings, I feel like the pressure is on, and maybe we shouldn't be. You have to discuss things, but you have to, I mean, say what you're talking about. What does that look like? Because that would have been my next question, Dr. Ariel. You sitting up there smiling and cheesing. These ladies, both Dr. Ariel and I'm a little bit all over the place, but I got to say it while it's on my mind. Dr. Ariel and Dr. Kalia came into this situation with all this very confident, assertive energy, only to find out they had all these types of maybe mental abuse. That's what it sounds like with Dr. Ariel. And shoot, Dr. Kalia had to get a whole restraining order. So I don't know where all this energy comes from just for Thaddeus to like shrink them back down to where they were before. Where did these conversations happen? We didn't, they're good for leaving out the conversations. But right now, I see Dr. Ariel not asking any follow-up questions. So when you say you want to build a solid foundation in your relationship, what does that look like? And where do I fit in? Am I part of the, foundation? Or am I just outside, a shrub by a tree, watching you and Dr. Kalia, live happily ever after? Let me know now. Because we at the end of the road. The next morning, Miss Allison is all in her feelings because she heard Tyson talk about some woman at the gym. And I'm not sure why she's so bothered by this whole thing with the woman at the gym, because either way, I mean, she's not even on the list. I don't know that she ever put her name on the list. I feel like the matchmaker put her name on the list and Tyson kept her around for, I don't know, because production told him to, because nothing about these two matches at all. And she knows it. She's very well aware. Tyson is reality gold TV. He is. I said in the beginning when I first started reviewing this, he's giving like, not today's Ray J. Today's Ray J is off the, hinges and probably somewhere under the influence of something. But you know how when Ray J first showed up on TV and he's very unserious, I think Tyson is that. Harmless, but he better be careful with his ultimatums about whether or not you let me, touch your butt, or you're going to just be in friend zone. Be careful, Tyson. Anyway, Allison knows that Tyson's not feeling her, but she want to be over here pretending like she's in her feelings anyway. Her and her doctor friend are in there discussing, what she overheard. And I feel like Alice, he's over here. He's not taking this process seriously. And I'm like, Allison, literally no one believes that Tyson is taking this process seriously. If you do, then you're the only one. Because what we do know is Tyson ain't serious about any of these ladies, including the lady at the gym. She know he ain't serious either. I feel like Tyson be at the gym, at the grocery store, at the gas station. Everywhere Tyson goes, there's some little girl waiting on him to come flirt with him. If Allison got a different hairstyle and new clothes, she may have a chance. You think that's all it's gonna take? I don't know. She might need more than that. I feel like new clothes, maybe not so stiff. She needs to get a little loosey-goosey. And if she doesn't, honestly, I feel like Allison should just go like date a politician or a judge or something, a little more stiff like herself. Because what I don't see Allison doing is sitting on kitchen counters making out with Tyson. And that's what the other girls are doing. Anyway. Yeah, all the girls, everywhere Tyson goes, all the places, at the mall, at the little smoothie shop, there's some little girl somewhere thinking Tyson is there. Here he comes. He's going to flirt. I would be looking forward to Tyson. Like if he came in to get his hair cut or massage or whatever, or his nails done, Tyson could definitely come to my salon, get his nails done, and we would all flirt with him. Allison, relax. Boozer. I firmly believe that Boozer is over here trying to reinvent himself, polish up his image a little bit. Because I don't know why in the world you would take a moment to show your insecure girlfriend all the women that are hitting you up in the DMs. What is he saying? Like, is he... Who over there DMing Boozer like that? The girl that he left back in Miami, or 2 or 3 or 4? Janae, where you won't be going? I don't know where you're from, but you're going to have to wait to get flued out to Miami. So much like Tyson, Boozer's got his girls over in Instagram in the DMs, and he's showing you. And I don't know why he thinks that's going to make her more secure. It wouldn't make me more secure. I would be like, how many people are you talking to? Jeez, every time his phone go off, I would be like, is that one of them girls you be over here entertaining? Like, I wouldn't, except for you showed them all to me. So now, look here, babe. I'm trying to show you how I got your back. No, you're not. Dr. Ariel's just sitting there like, I love how you guys are honest. I hope she was being facetious, because I was like, what are you doing? I think that would make the most secure person feel some type of way. Not insecure necessarily, but like, I don't trust your ass, Carlos. You're doing a lot over there in the DMs. Good grief. He not playing basketball. He don't have nothing else to do but sit around, and he be laughing and carrying on. I thought that was kind of cruel. And I couldn't understand why he did it. I was really lost on what that was all about. Rodney and Holly come through. So today there's no, silly games and scavenger hunts and things. Today, they're going to sit down with Holly and Rodney and discuss relationships and how, how they have moved along and, what they feeling. You know what's funny? Janae is how old? She's 32. And the other one, Jennifer, that she really can't stand is only 37. Jennifer looks really young. I don't know that she does give a hard 32. I'm not going to lie. But I think it's probably her energy. It's not like she's not all wrinkled up or anything. She's just always like this. And I'm self-sabotaging and I need to do better. And I'm very insecure. It's just that heavy energy. She is just never light. At least we haven't seen it. We haven't seen Janae light since she got over here. She's been very much like a drag. Even at 40, it's still a drag. So they sit down with Holly and Rodney. Now, I remember, and this is like no shade at all. I remember them when Holly and Rodney had their show, by the way, which wasn't Ratchet. And they had a really good show. And I think people always think we want to see a lot of mess, but Holly and Rodney had a good show. And I feel like he was getting tested. She was over there seeing if he had CTE or something like that, which you can't tell, you know what I'm saying, while somebody's still alive. But it feels like Holly is kind of carrying Rodney through. He's there, but in a very senior way. Anyway, they're gonna sit down with the couples, and Thaddeus and Ariel are there to discuss their love. Holly asks, what do you feel like your journey has been like so far? Again, Thaddeus ain't have to say nothing. We're gonna leave it all to Ariel, who has been very much on the assertive side. In terms of not letting this man show her the affection that she's showing him. She came through straight out day one. He gets the booty pants. Like, she should have, I ain't saying don't put him in your suitcase, but what has he done to deserve that? Not nothing. He just doesn't have to work for anything when it comes to Dr. Ariel. She says she connected with Thaddeus through eye contact when they first met. And I'm like, yeah, well, he asked somebody else, though, to go on a date with him that time. Did he take her? He took her, too, but he picked somebody else. So I don't know what your eyes was contacted. Who did take her? Did anybody? I don't know. I don't remember. She must have got picked via conversation. But anyway, she said on the first date there was a deep, instant connection. And I said, deep and instant are a contradiction. You can't instantly deep with somebody. And I feel like at your big old age, you should know that. I mean, I don't want to hear about how he's a Sagittarius and I'm, an Aquarius. And all of those things are silly. We are very grown. So you felt the deep connection. You setting yourself up. Ain't no falling like that. I would have really, honestly, a real true answer is he's tall and chocolate and fine. He got that deep voice and he's entertaining and he's got this great personality. It ain't deep. We just met, Dr. Ariel. Rodney asked about the first kiss. She initiated. Another thing, like she didn't give him a chance. He was sitting up there, laying there like, and then told her like, oh no, just take it. That's what he said. So again, I'm like, what are you building in your head? Because these are things that he hasn't shown you. You sat up there and you gave him the booty pants. You leaned over and kissed him. He didn't even, from what I could tell, lean back in much. He moved his lips. That's it. You putting a whole lot on what this relationship is. And we're in this house 24 hours, not 24 hours because Tyson is over at the gym making other friends. As if he didn't already have a list that he was overwhelmed by. Holly asked her what happened in her past relationships. And because she came over here saying that she was engaged 3 times. And Holly's like, so what happened with that? You were engaged all these times. What happened with the relationship? And she said there was infidelity, not feeling seen and heard or valued, much like this man is doing. So if you're talking about repeating your past mistakes, it seems like that's what you're doing over here. You didn't give him a chance to show you, how he can be any of the things that you said he was because you were doing all the things. So what's different about this relationship than your others? And she said in the past, she was building up her partners to be great. But Thaddeus is making her want to grow and be a better woman of God. Is that what he's doing? I don't believe her for a single second. I think that was the fakest nonsense answer. Please. That is not what was happening over here. When was he doing that? In between dates with other women? Because his list, like he just got down to the nitty gritty. Up until last week, he still had 3 connections. So, girl, please don't bring God over here. Go ahead and do that on your own. Don't let your connection to God be any way, connected to Thaddeus, Not in that type of way. Not yet. I would really like to hear what Thaddeus had to say. He's just sitting there listening to her say all these very nice things about him. Holly asked Ariel if she was falling in love with Thaddeus. And of course she said, yes, I would have never gave him that. I'm sorry. He would have never got that. I would be like, I see potential to fall in love, maybe, possibly, but I'm getting to know the man. And I wouldn't be able to tell that until I know he was, serious about me. Right now, he got a list of other women that he's dealing with. So, yeah, I would not have answered that. She's sitting up there talking about yes, only for him to turn around and say no. Then he comes with some BS. What did he say? Falling is something that makes you out of control. And I've done that in the past. So this time I want to be in control. And so it feels like I'm walking in love with her. Okay. The body language is giving she's more into him. It's true. Every single time. Every single time. I haven't really seen Thaddeus show affection to anyone. They're all leaning into him. He is required to do nothing but show up and do that whole thing with his hands, as if that, I don't know what that means. I would love for somebody to tell me. You said you don't trust this for her. I feel like, she's old enough. She's been through a lot. It's exciting, I think, when you get butterflies for someone. But I feel like she should take her time, too. Like he said, he's fallen in the past. Right now, I can't see nothing that he's done, to make her fall like this. and give and give and give. She said he building her up. I can't tell. I see her doing all the work. Um, she said that was powerful, child. When he said that, walking into love, slowly in control. She said that's a powerful way to say it. She loves it. What he said was no. That's what he led with. Are you falling in love with Ariel? No. That's what he said. This man's just diabolical, is what he is. That's all I would have heard. He said no. What else is there for blah 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 walking, falling? No. That's what he said. No. I want to see how she feels while she's in her joy when he, is back on Dr. Kalia, who's somewhere waiting around the corner, probably butt naked with a towel on, pretending like she's looking for things. I would not be true to myself if I did not point this out. Her edges really worked my nerves. I'm looking at bundles and edges and knots and rubber bands, and I wish she would have chose something else. She should have just got this hair braided up. I get it when you got to go somewhere and be on TV, for however long they're in this house for a month. You should have done something different. I don't know if you're a wig girl, but a wig would have been better than this. And then you've got an abundance of bundles. It's just so off balance. And I brought it up before. And if you come next week, I guess I might bring it up again, child. I don't know. It was just real close up in her edges. And I was like, oh, that's bad. It's so bad. Huh. Felicia and Tyson. I feel like Felicia and Tyson are pretty similar to Ariel and Thaddeus. Holly asked Felicia, where do you think you are right now? And Felicia says she's questioning if she was being too patient. Alexa said this, and so rather than take any accountability, I'm just going to say that she said it. Both women's forehead is so large and bangs are needed. And you're not wrong. I would 100% agree with that. So there's that. They see it. We see it. We pointed it out. I try to cover my flaws. A big forehead is not, one of my issues, but when it comes to trying to camouflage my midsection, I might have a big shirt or something to do what it's supposed to do. We're not all perfect out here. We don't all have very nice edges. So, there's that. Felicia, poor baby. She says she's been too patient. I don't know what that means. She says they haven't got to the deep questions. You had every opportunity to get to the deep questions, girl. You had this man straddled across the couch in the car. Those are perfect opportunities for you to ask the questions that you wanted to ask. And he brought it up too. He said it was very surface. So if you was trying to get deep, you should have did that while you were on that couch that everybody goes to sit on and, had your legs all wrapped around the man. Every time he comes in the room, Felicia makes it a point to grab his neck and, my man, my man, my man. That's what she's standing on. It's not looking cute. He don't seem like it. I don't know that anybody is running around here calling Tyson they man, they man, they man. Tyson for the streets. What is the biggest red flag about Tyson? She said Tyson is entertaining everyone. Yeah, that's what he does. He will be entertaining everyone. He said that. He said he wants to try all the meals. Once again, read his resume. It's all right there. Tyson told y'all what he was there for and how he was going to get down. She says she's worried she won't be able to keep his attention. She will not. He's been with her a few weeks now, so he's getting bored. And she, like I said, like Ariel, he touches her, rubbing on her arms and things. But I feel like she's definitely the aggressor in, this relationship. Hey, El Cid running around, being everywhere, all over the internet. So, at least the YouTube streets. So if you're looking for some entertainment, please, by all means, support my cousin El Cid 932 because she's got a lot of things going over there, especially in the world of dating. And that's what we over here doing. We're talking about dating and relationships. Felicia will not be able to keep this man's attention. But I mean, nobody will. I think he'll be like at the nursing home, inappropriately grabbing nurses' butt cheeks because that's just how he gonna age out. Tyson, what is your biggest concern about Felicia? Tyson said he's concerned how Felicia will respond when she isn't getting his attention. She's gonna be vocal. She's gonna say, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with how much you're not paying me any attention," and then he will leave because he doesn't like those kinds of conversations. If it disrupts his joy, he's not having any parts of it. She says she's falling for Tyson, and he's like boasting about how he got her. You know, I got you. I got her on lock. That's crazy. And still only to treat her like, you know, you don't really care so much, Tyson. Because he don't. But this is what you asked for. Y'all be talking about I have a attraction to bad boys. Okay. Biggest bad boy of all time, down to the courthouse waiting on, you know, his sentencing. Felicia said she has her heart broken in the past. And I mean, she says she tries to suppress her feelings. I don't think that's effective. I don't think that's like how you need to walk into. If you're dealing with somebody brand new and it makes you feel like you want to suppress your feelings, let it go. And you can't go into it like that because I don't think feelings are to be suppressed. When you like somebody, you're going to go ahead and do the darn thing. What else, child? Tyson, Felicia, Carlos, and Janae. Tyson said his feelings are growing for Felicia. I don't believe him. I don't think she should either. Allison is in the room still whining and complaining about how, you know, she thought Tyson was in this for real and how he's not being true to the process. I know. I know I was gonna like just ignore it, but you know, we'll get to that. We'll get to those. Can I delete it? Can I make it go away? Yeah. I'll be the mod. Somebody in here doing things that don't make sense. Anyway, where we at? Carlos and Janae. You know, they go together. They love each other real bad. They're a couple. I don't know that there's a whole lot to discuss with these two. Janae is worried about Carlos getting attention. Yeah, you're going to stay worried. And he's not really doing anything to deflect or, you know, remove any of the attention that's coming his way. His DMs are flooded. She said, listen, if you're worried about a man getting attention, Janae, you should just stay away from men altogether because they do. They get attention. All they have to do is, you know, be a part of the male species. There's going to be somebody out there willing to take you on, whether you got a car, if you're staying in a room, and, you know, I digress. Oh, yes. Thank you, Elsie. Like the live, please. Let me know you love me and hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that one too. Yeah, I mean, men get attention. So you're going to be always in your feelings and worried. And now you have a high profile man, girl. What did you come over here for? Carlos is concerned about having to reassure her. And he said she will not be having open access to his DMs over coffee in the morning. You shouldn't have started that. I feel like that's not something you should have ever started in the first place. I don't know why you got that lady over there looking in your DMs. Or like she said, while you're answering them, you don't have to answer people unless it's somebody you know. And if it's somebody you know, probably, you know, are you communicating just through DMs? I don't know. It seems a little silly conversation for grown people to be having. Carlos said, love without trust will never work. He's right. And I don't know, like how exhausting it must be to have to constantly reassure someone too. At the end of the day, he moved how he moved and you move how you move, and you have to adjust to that. And I obviously respect each other. He cut everybody off. Like he did what you wanted him to do. So so far, and for as far as we can see, he, he moving like somebody who wants to be in a relationship with you, or at least try, or at least like throughout this season, enjoy it and then move on, girl. Cause y'all don't even live in the same state. I wish there was more focus on her, what she have to do with herself besides sit around waiting on they all are waiting on to be chose. Child, this show is not for me. Thaddeus walked right out of a love session with Dr. Ariel into a snuggle session with Dr. Kalia on the sofa. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, how are you saying these things? I want to walk in love with you. Now you've got your arms wrapped up all around some other woman. Y'all are so intimate publicly. And, I ain't built for it. I know that. Tyson and Allison. Let's get to this love. This love affair that never was. Holly asked Allison, how are you feeling in your relationship with Tyson? She's like, well, shocked and taken back. Can I be honest? I was shocked and taken back. After our last conversation, Tyson expressed that he did see me and he might possibly have some type of interest. Then I heard this morning, can I be honest, Tyson? I overheard a conversation that was clearly not meant for me to hear, but Tyson was going to the gym with the other guys and he said, well, there's some girl there that he's been talking to. I wanted to cackle. Child, you've got to be kidding me. Shocked and taken back. Look at the body language. Tyson was like all close up on both of the other ladies, but here they are like not even really looking at each other. And so, honestly, I don't know that she's any more attracted to Tyson. He just doesn't seem her type. So why are we playing? Are y'all playing in our face? We're not going for it. We don't buy it. It's just so silly. You worried about girls at the gym, and there's two girls at the house that he's got his hands all over, and he's not even leaning into her necessarily. Not really. She overheard a conversation. Like I said, Tyson flirts with everyone, so I don't know why that would be of any shock to her or make her feel any type of way. Talking about he's not being true to the process. I think Tyson thinks he's a nice lady. He was like, I meant everything I said. I said you're pretty. I said you're nice. I think he did mean it. I think he does think that. I think he's not interested in her romantically, and that's okay. I don't know why she would be interested in him romantically. And she's not really fun. Alexa, she's not fun. That's what, that's why she doesn't belong here. I'm just saying. It's just a different environment. He don't even flirt with her necessarily. He's always like being so polite and, a different Tyson, like a calm one. He's like, sees her like, child, we older than these people, because he said that to her. Now she's crying. She said Tyson was performative. I think she's performative. There's no way in the world that Tyson worked her up to some tears. So what is she crying about? Because she thought he liked her for real? I don't think she did. Unless she secretly in her head thought like maybe somewhere deep down inside. I don't think she thought that, child. She know better. What is you crying about? That was some performances. She should have sang a song. She should have sang a opera song about how Tyson broke her heart on her way out the door. I just don't believe that she was secretly thinking that Tyson was into her like that. And to be honest, like I wouldn't be doing all those stuff that girls are doing with Tyson. You're not about to be putting your mouth on me after you just came over there from kissing R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend. Anyway, Tyson is an international playboy. Do you know that his love spans much farther than, the United States, lady? He's got girls all over the world. Tyson is damn near 60. Yes. Tyson is damn near 60. This woman is almost 10 years younger than him. That's why I said, I was like, what are you talking about? We're older than them. You're older than them. She's not. She's like in their same age range. They're all like under 45, around 40. Not you, Tyson. You're the oldest one in the house. acting a damn fool. I said Tyson be acting like he hang out at freak offs. Now you want to be all appalled by R. Kelly. Child, I'm sure you've seen some of the things, Tyson, over the years. There's this little moment. Tyson tells Jennifer and Felicia about what happened, what Allison overheard. They was like, they don't care. Tyson, they don't care. They don't know what that lady's over there whining about. But she seems like she's trying to interfere with their process because he's like, maybe I should just go home. And Felicia's like, I know you're not talking about going home. We're supposed to be over here falling for each other, and it's just that easy. Yeah, it is. Because everywhere he goes, he's got something to do, Felicia. And y'all are talking about having children. Would you really want to have a child with Tyson? What does that look like? I would love to hear that story. Where's the mother of his son? Did he grow up being a part of that kid's life, or was he just Tyson and he's taking pictures of, his son with him together? And they do stuff like Daredevil stuff every now and then he go back home to his mother. I think he's grown now. I'm just saying. He doesn't seem like if he doesn't like to have hard conversations, and how are you going to be a parent? You're going to always be the one that discipline. He gets to be the fun dad, and you have to be, making sure people are doing their homework and stuff. What are you trying to sign yourself up for? I do feel like Thaddeus would be involved. And I feel like Carlos would as well. He's got children. I don't know what Tyson is over there doing. So, yeah, they don't care. She wasted her time with that one. Dr. Kalia and Thaddeus. I guess, child, they might as well go ahead and do it. Dr. Kalia said things are going well. How are things? They're going very well. It's a bit of a roller coaster, but overall, it's been wonderful. Well, why y'all look like that if it's been so wonderful? Thaddeus, what do you love about Dr. Kalia? He said he likes her spirit. She provides a safe space when there's conflict. And even though he stormed out of the room while they were in the middle of a conversation like a child, they're leaving no opportunity to hear each other. They're leaving no opportunity not to hear each other out. So Thaddeus be lying. That is not what happened. Thaddeus has stepped himself out of every single conflict. He's told these women, be confident. Then he was like, you're too confident. I like how you're outspoken, but don't speak up so much. She was trying to express her feelings, and he said, we will readdress this another day. Not later, not tomorrow, but another day. And the next day when they try to have a discussion, she decided they were going to be the best people on the planet. So they sit up here lying to each other. Thaddeus said his tone. He's learning his tone could sometimes be problematic. And I'm like, your issues, Thaddeus, are far bigger than your tone. Calling Black women aggressive is tone deaf. That's what it is. That's not how you say it. It's just not ignoring the whole situation. Telling someone you like how they speak their mind only to tell them that they speak their mind at the wrong time, that's misogynistic. And that's a far better description of what you've got going on over here. I don't know about your tone, but, your thought process is flawed. And I think he's showing them who he is, but they're ignoring it by sitting here saying how, he's lifting me up. He did not lift you up. He took you, pushed you over on the other side of the pool and told you this is not queen behavior. He reprimanded you in front of everyone. So if that's lifting you up, I'm sorry. And then these two sitting up here sitting like they have the best communication. We've learned that we can work through things. No, you can't. He got up and walked out in the middle of a conversation, left you sitting there looking a fool. So y'all lying to your daggone self. Y'all are accepting his bad behavior. And as far as I'm concerned, he being rewarded for it. He getting booty cheeks, kiss, little quick peeks under your bath towel. The worse he treats you, the more submissive y'all become. Thaddeus asked Kalia what keeps her from being the realest, most raw version of herself. And I want to know what it is he wants this lady to act like. This is how she behaves. This is her behavior. So I don't think she's different. I think every time you see her, she's just going to be a little less crispy than her opera friend, Allison. She, like I said, just a little. She's not quite as crispy. What does that even mean? I wonder. Like, they're both bringing their representatives, so he can't, knock her for that because she's doing exactly what he's doing. She says she's protecting herself. So you're being fake to protect yourself, from what? And she talks about having a domestic violence situation and restraining order, and I'm like, oh wow. So I want to know, just because Thaddeus, his expectations are so high, how is it that you are falling in love with someone who is, she not walking, she not falling, she not jumping, she not skipping, she's not being her authentic self. So, how does that build this strong foundation that you're so, working on in terms of moving into your next relationships? He said, he feels even more drawn to her after hearing that. I'm guessing that's the first time he's heard that. uh, he feels more drawn to her because I don't know why, because Thaddeus likes to, I don't know, see you broken down. He wants to see you broke down to damn near tears before he can show some type of respect. Why is he keeping the doctors? Well, if he keeping her, he keeping the wrong doctor, because Dr. Kalia is a pediatrician. If he wants his bad knees and back work done, then Dr. Ariel is the one he needs to keep. So I don't know. I feel like he's done the same thing to all of the women. And the only ones that stood up for themselves, Dr. Shawanda and Catherine, are gone because, I don't know, when he did what he did with Shawanda, told her she was aggressive, and she had that conversation with him. Then Dr. Ariel came in, and he was giving her all this attention, physical attention. And Shawanda, like most of us, is like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not going to be competing with this lady. So if you want to spend time with me, then you will do that. And because she did that, and she wasn't like vying for his attention, he sent her home. Told her that she lost her confidence. She did not lose her confidence. I feel like she found a respect for herself. She wasn't about to let you make a fool of her. And so there you go. Because Dr. Shawanda was pretty. She was poised. She had a southern charm that could, bless your heart. He let her go. Catherine, she wasn't about to let him play with her like that. She came with all the same poise and intelligence, and that the rest of these ladies. No doctor's title, but she's a professional woman, and she spoke up for herself. And she didn't coddle him. Like I said, I 100% believe that if she would have prayed with him and kissed his ass, he might have kept her around for another week. He only doing, you only got so much time, but ain't nobody gonna be over here. He doesn't really like the confidence. And then these two are coming over here talking about being in relationships with people that push down, I wasn't heard, and a restraining order. That's a lot. Not her fault, but it's a lot. And so you dealing with somebody who not Tyson, Thaddeus. He's diabolical. He be playing mind games. So I don't know if that's the best situation to find yourself in, Dr. Kalia. And then, like, for him to sit up here and tell Dr. Ariel, I feel like I'm walking in love with you, only to come over here and tell, Ariel, he told Ariel, I'm walking in love with you. And then he's over here telling Dr. Kalia how he loves her. I love you. I could see myself with you. So then what was the whole point? He could have just left it at no. Why would you lead her on only to come over here and tell this lady you love her? If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But there was no reason to lead someone on to believe something that's not true. That's not good for her feelings. You setting her up for failure, for heartbreak. You should have just said no. You could have been like, no, I'm not falling in love. I like her a lot. I don't know. Like something brought us, we have a connection for sure. I just don't know if it's a forever connection. And she would have been able to digest that. But you walking around talk about, I don't fall because I don't have control when I'm falling. But with you, I'm walking in love. Except I love this lady over here. Get out of here. His foundation is shaky as hell. Tyson and Jennifer. He finally got what he wanted. Um, they say their connection was instant. She said Tyson said she's his zen and she's his calm. Yeah. Um, I feel like she will be able to communicate her feelings without like popping off. I feel like he thinks Felicia is a little bit of a pop off, maybe. Um, she's another one though that comes from this background of having abuse and infidelity in her past. So it seems like she's right on track for following in the footsteps that she's been following in. Tyson says she has no red flags. If when he thinks about her as a red flag, this one, Felicia might have a couple of few red flags, but Jennifer has no red flags. So, and she said, he had an orange flag, and it was only because when she came in the house, he had a long list of people, so she thought he might be being a player. Okay, yeah, I think they're all players. I think there's not a not player in the house. I think there's 3 kings, all players. That's what I think. I don't think Jennifer is falling in love with Tyson. I think she's a player too. So, she might be right there where she needs to be. They kiss each other. And to be honest, it was like a kiss she didn't ask for because at the end of the day, like you said, Alexa, he's almost 60 years old. I don't know how sexy she really thought it was kissing Tyson. And I also feel like when you're kissing somebody that's so self-centered, I don't think it's probably good. I think he probably thinks about himself when he's kissing someone else. Where's Felicia? They come in the house and Felicia wants to have a conversation with Tyson. Tyson doesn't like confrontation and he's had a long day. He's had Allison trying to bust him out over there in front of the Pete's about the darn, lady at the gym. Now you want to talk to him. He was just in a great mood and with the Zen gin, and here you come wanting to disrupt his peace. Thaddeus has some kind of arthritis in his knees. Probably. But I mean, based on his career choice, that's a big dude to be tossing and getting tossed over. It's like being a football player. So all them athletes be having, a lot of pain. What's his name? Carlos walks all bent over too. And they're younger than Tyson. Tyson is the only one that seems very agile, and that's because Tyson ain't did nothing. He just stand there, look good. That's what he does. He ain't lift nothing. I mean, he's a bit of a daredevil, but not like as a career, I don't think. Felicia went and she, tried to have a conversation with him. He told her that she's pushing him away. She's not bringing him in close. He had a rough day. He don't want to do that. He tells her to just go chill, which is crazy. I think, Jennifer, just Felicia. Whew, child. Yes, Felicia, you waited too long to have these types of conversations. And if you want to have conversations with Tyson, it's definitely going to have to be during the straddle. He doesn't do good with just flat out deep, hard conversations. He said that. He told you that. Somebody bring Felicia the resume. It's written right there. I was there on episode 1 and I heard him say it. He's also going to ghost you. So don't worry about hearing from Tyson anytime soon. Tyson had a meet up with Allison and just to let her know that she is not ready to love or she is not his queen. Either way, it was time to kick her off. There was no point in even having no elimination table because she's the only one that's getting out of here. He should have just kicked her off last week because why is she here? Felicia, she has a talk to Carlos. It's so weird. So Felicia's sitting there talking to Carlos. Carlos is always the go-to when Tyson is over here hurting people's feelings, or Thaddeus. That's what they just go to talk to Carlos, and he, does his best to make people feel feel good. But while she's sitting there talking to Carlos, he's making out with Jennifer, full on making out with her. And he asked her to go on a date. And I was like, that's disrespectful. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to sit there for that. She obviously is going to sit through it. Carlos is like, that has to be hard watching someone. And then that's another thing. Like, he didn't do that to Janae. He never once made Janae feel like, she's got to worry necessarily about someone else. He said in the beginning, I just want to be careful with her feelings. So he gets respect for that for sure. I was laughing at her saying, Daddy has got arthritis in his knees. I can't read it. What does it say? Child, I can't see. They say verbally abusing the black women and the other races are spicy, but the black women are aggressive. Somebody else used that term too. They are like saying spicy for women who are not black, or at least not brown skin. Aggressive, I hate it. I hate that he said that, and I don't think it was an accident. He sat up there and act like, oh my God, I didn't realize. I feel like he definitely realized. He said it in order to pipe her down. And it worked. She piped down, but I think in all respect for herself, to be honest, and for Felicia to sit here, watch him kissing all up on this girl is irritating as hell. But, you want to stay there and what? Be chose for what? By Tyson? That's crazy. Anyway, she's not going to eliminate herself. So we'll see what happens next week. Carlos has already picked his queen. We know that him and Janae are going all the way. This is my first time. I didn't watch the Queen's Court, so I don't know if there's a bridge or some stairs or however it works, but I feel like Janae is going. Tyson probably won't pick unless Felicia eliminates herself. Now, I believe Tyson has a plan for whatever's next, and if he chooses anyone, it will be Jennifer because she's his, personal preference. And I feel like, him and Jennifer might, do a couple few red carpets before he moves on to the next thing. Tyson has plans. Thaddeus is a performer. He's sitting up here crying. Why? Because you're too torn between which doctor you should take home. The people have spoken, Thaddeus. They think you should take home Dr. Ariel because it appears as though your joints is a little bit stiff. So I don't know what Dr. Kalia can do for you as a pediatrician. She maybe can take your temperature. But if you want, what's probably best for you, we're going to go ahead and say Dr. Ariel. They bought all but their real girlfriends in the show. I don't get it. You think that's their real girlfriends? They all brought their real girlfriends to the show. We don't know who is their girlfriend. You think? I don't think that any of them are girlfriends. I think Janae is probably back at home wherever she lived. Don't let Carlos Boozer fool you, child. I don't think he's over there doing anything different than what he was doing in the past. Did you hear his phone blowing up? He got hoes, different area codes. Tyson, we know with Tyson, he's never going to have a girlfriend. And Thaddeus is a performer. So we'll see what he does over here. This is the final episode. I did enjoy the Kings. I'm going to sit and ponder this week and try to figure out who I think the next set of Kings should be because I hadn't really put too much into that. And yeah, y'all let me know who should be the next 3 Kings. We'll talk about it on the final episode. In the meantime, y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Project Runway, 7 o'clock. Be there.